Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. I'm so excited to talk today all about, it's not a very exciting topic, but I will say it is one of the most important topics because if you want to keep earning on Amazon, you've got to know the rules and you've got to follow the rules. And even if you accidentally break the rules, Amazon is not so forgiving all the time. So, before we get started, I want to say hello to everyone. Let's see, we have Lynn is here. Good morning. Pioneer Smokehouses is here. Good morning. Randy's Adventures. Hello and good morning. Chef Lauren is here. Good morning. Paradise Finds. Good morning. Let's see. Randy has a question about my first big deals day, please. Yeah, Randy, go ahead and throw that question in the chat there. Happy to answer any upfront questions people have. John D is here. Good morning. Olina is here. Clicks that create smiles. We got Deb here. JFF West Coast Anna. Good morning. Eva is here. Good morning. Oh man, I love when I see all these people I know on here. Good morning, everyone. All right, Heather is here. Good morning. All right, so I'm going to start with Randy's question, and then we're going to talk about some of the changes that are going on with Amazon and what's okay, what's not okay, do's and don'ts. If everybody did not get my email this morning, and make sure you are on the email list so that you can always get alerted whenever we have these live streams. We pretty much do them every Friday. We'll be skipping a few days, here and there as we get closer to the holidays. But make sure you have all the free resources. If you didn't get an email from me this morning, it is worth checking out the free resources to make sure that you are staying up to date. All right, let's see. Excuse me. Let's see. Xavier, Texas is here. Good morning. Bob is here. Good morning. Let's see. Golden Years Empowerment says, any chance you can email a link to this weekly podcast since I have a hard time finding it? Yeah, it is. I'll make sure to put it in there. So if it'll just live stream on the YouTube channel. So if you go to youtube.com, I think it's /@Kathleen Coble. But yes, I will make sure. And Gail, if you are on my email list, then you will get an email every morning that we have one as a reminder. But yeah, they're always hosted here, but then there are, different links too. So, all right, let me go back to answering the question. Randy had a question about the big deals day. So Randy said, I received the master list prior to the 7th. However, on the 7th, some of the products on the list were not part of big deals day. And I also discovered products that weren't on the list that were a deal. Yes. What is your question? Yeah, that's pretty common because with such a large amount of sellers, some people will submit their deals early. Some people will wait till the last minute and submit deals like the day of, right? And so while those spreadsheets that are given to us with the deals are mostly accurate, it is, and I'm not really sure what we can do about that, right? Because if we are promoting something and Amazon's saying it's going to be on sale, yeah, we have to trust that that's what's going to happen, right? But that's also another reason though why they don't necessarily want us talking about pricing, right? Especially on Amazon, right? Any of your content you upload to Amazon itself should never talk about pricing. And that's because pricing fluctuates, right? So if you talk about a product that's $24.99 in your video and then all of a sudden it's $23.99 or it's $26.99, that's going to deter people from buying it if they know it used to be less money, right? So yeah, this is common. It shouldn't be happening like that much that you get information from Amazon that says they're having a deal and then it doesn't actually happen. But something else too, just to keep in mind, things to look for are, like inventory, right? Is the item in stock or did it go out of stock? Because that happens a lot too, especially in Q4. Inventory goes out of stock or there's inventory in transit to Amazon. It's not necessarily available for customers to buy yet. So yeah, I know that's kind of definitely a bummer. Hey, at least you got the list though. Not everybody got the list, right? You have to be platinum, I believe. I think we discovered this last time, and that the platinum people are getting these lists early, whereas the rest of the people are not. So, yeah, just kind of take it with a grain of salt, right? And hopefully the most, if not all, of the deals will actually happen that they're telling us about. So, yes. So yes, the weekly live stream is on the YouTube channel itself. So like I said, if you are here and you just go to like my channel, it will always, I believe it'll show up on the main page. And we pretty much do it, like I said, every week. There'll be a couple weeks we'll be skipping over the next couple of months, but you guys will get an email every Friday from me letting you know. We will be doing it again next week. I know I had to cancel last week, but we're doing it this week and next week. And then not on Halloween though. No Halloween live streams. So don't block out your calendar for that one. um, Okay. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if I could just, yeah. So it's really just the channel. I love that you guys are saying this is a podcast. I should probably make it into a podcast, right? So I just put the link in the chat that will be where the live stream always lives whenever we're doing them. But again, if you guys are signed up for my email list, then you will always get a link directly to the live stream as well. I know it's hard to read those emails sometimes or find them every single Friday when they come out. But if you guys just go to that link that I just put in the chat, that's the main YouTube channel here. And so it should always appear kind of on the front page there while it's happening. And then the replays are under the live stream tab. Yes. So, and like I said, maybe we'll get this up on the podcast as an actual podcast. So, all right, let's see. We've got who has joined. Let's see. Ron has a question. Randy, you are welcome. Mother Worries. Good morning. Good morning from North Alabama. Okay, Ron, great question. Let's dive into some of these changes that Amazon has so kindly bestowed upon us right as we are really diving into Q4. So I'm going to put these up here because I want to just give you guys a moment to read them, take a screenshot, whatever you need to do. I also included this in the email that went out this morning too. But this is basically what's changed with Amazon's operating agreement here. And I think the biggest thing to note really is that first bullet point. We briefly talked about this during the last live stream, but I I think it's really, really important, especially as I'm seeing people getting shut down, getting their influencer accounts taken down. And it's really sad and unfortunate, especially because the people that I'm seeing getting taken down are not breaking the rules on purpose, right? They're not doing it maliciously. They are just trying to put up as much content as they can, and maybe not really realizing all the details of everything that Amazon doesn't want us to do. So the first bullet point here says we updated our trademark policies, right? Guidelines to specify that associates cannot use any copyrighted material from third-party sellers without written authorization. Any copyrighted material. So Ron has a fantastic question here. How do we tell if an image is copyrighted without the C in the circle, right? That is the international, or at least the sign that I know as well, as far as what is copyrighted. Usually we will see that C with a circle around it. But here's the thing. You actually can't use that in certain parts of your Amazon product listing page. You can't actually use a copyright symbol in your title. You might be able to get away with it in a bullet point. Definitely in an image, you can put one in there, but not everyone is doing that. Maybe they'll update that and people will start doing it, but I know for sure you cannot actually put that copyright symbol in the title of an Amazon product listing page, unless that's changed over the last year or so. But You've never been able to do that, to the point where I've like, fought with Amazon customer service about it because I have clients who have, copyrighted and trademark terms, and they Amazon won't let you do it. So, like I said, maybe that's changed, but here's the thing: is we don't always know if it's copyrighted. So really, at the end of the day, the only content that I would directly use from an Amazon product listing page is that primary image. That is it. I would not use any sort of text from anywhere else in that Amazon product listing page. I would not use any other images. I would certainly not be using the lifestyle images that are on a product listing page. Like I said, the only thing I would use is that very first primary image. And here's why: because Amazon still allows us to create collages through their platform. Amazon still allows us to integrate with Canva and use material from Amazon through Canva, right? And so that's why I'm saying that is the only thing that seems to still be okay. And that primary image, you can also download it, remove the background, which it should be a transparent background or an all white background anyway. And a collage is, you're bringing all of these images together, right? So you're not using just their image, you're using, part of their image and then creating something new by adding a whole bunch of other stuff. So somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but the collages are still fine. Amazon is still seems to be endorsing that along with using that primary image. Otherwise, don't use anything else that's not your content. Don't use a seller logo. Don't use an Amazon logo, right? Amazon does not like us to use their logos. If you go look at all of the videos on this YouTube channel, you will not see one single thumbnail that has the Amazon logo in it on my channel, right? That's on purpose because Amazon is very particular about their logo. Their logo is copyrighted, right? So unless Amazon is giving me, here's the second, thing that I would use as far as Amazon content, are the media kits that they are, or the media resources that they give to us when they have these sale opportunities, right? So that could be, typically they let us download. It's usually for social media, and it'll be, graphics that you can then insert or put your own pictures in, put your own text in, and it'll say Amazon influencers or it'll say Amazon Prime Day on it or whatever. You can use those because Amazon is giving those to us as a resource to promote Amazon, basically off Amazon, though. You can't use that material when you're posting content on Amazon, but you can use it off. And again, Amazon is specifically giving us this material for a certain sale event. So that is also okay. Those are the two materials and resources coming directly from Amazon that I will use in my content. It's always going to be offsite though. For my on-site content, I am literally never using anything that I did not create myself. No pictures, no images, no videos, no voice, no nothing that I did not create myself, because that is the only 100% way that you are not going to get in trouble for having content on Amazon, right? If you do a picture slideshow and you take all the images from the product listing page of the seller, that is not okay, right? Because you're using all of their content. So I think, this is Amazon's attempt to kind of crack down on some of the content that's being taken from the product listing pages. And, I don't think the sellers really like it. Maybe some do, depending on how, we're using their content here. But that is really, we can't always tell what is copyrighted without that copyright sign. But I would just assume to not use anything besides that primary image on a product listing page or the marketing materials that Amazon provides to us through the Creator Hub dashboard or through the Creator University. When you log in there and kind of search around, that is the only other material with logos or anything like that that I will use. And again, that's all off Amazon. So, all right, there's my tangent. I'm sure there's some questions now that that I need to answer here. I'm going to start from the bottom and go up just to make sure that it's relevant here. Randy said, "Where do we find or access Amazon's media kit?" Yeah, so usually it's sale event related. And so let me see if I can kind of find it while I'm on with you guys. If you navigate through like Creator University, usually you'll be able to kind of find it through there in their resources. It, like I said, it's usually just for sale event days, and it'll just be one of those options where you can go there and click to download, and they give you a zip file with all these like templates in there that you can use. Yeah, so Ron said that's what I've been doing, primary image and drop the background. Yes, because even though the primary image is supposed to be transparent or have that all white background, they don't always. And that is the way to kind of make it different, I guess, especially if you're creating a collage and you're adding other images together on that image. Like I said, I think that is totally fine. I'm not seeing anybody get in trouble for that anyway. Um, let's see. Oh, Maria's here. Product reviews by Christina. Good morning. Are we actually allowed to use the primary image for a thumbnail and an idea list? So for the idea list, it's just always going to be that. Yeah, I don't think we can control that. With a curation, we can kind of control that a little bit better, but with an idea list, because we're just pulling together those product listings, the primary image for an idea list is always going to be a primary image of a product. So you're all good there. Are we actually allowed to use the primary image for a thumbnail and an idea list? So idea list, yes. Thumbnail, I don't really see people getting in trouble for this, but I wouldn't do it. I would not take an image that's already on Amazon. I would not take footage, video footage that's already on Amazon and then upload it to Amazon. I think if you're doing a primary image for like YouTube or social media, you can, I don't want to say get away with it, but you can be slightly more liberal because you're off Amazon. But I would not use, and I know a lot of people do this, and I don't think people really get in trouble for it. So it's kind of up to you if you want to take that. It is minimal, risk, I would say, but instead of pulling the primary image from the product listing page, just take your own picture, especially you should have the product with you if it's an on-site video, if it's a shoppable video. So just take your own picture or pull a screenshot from your video and then do a background remover. That's really easy with Canva. So I think just to be safe, I wouldn't do it. But I think it is fine for if you're posting, like I said, off-site Amazon. Um, let's see. Pioneer Smokehouse channel said, I would like to know if you have a strategy for getting high ticket items, samples for videos. Let's see. So yeah, they're definitely less likely to send you high ticket items. However, yes, I definitely have some strategies for that. I would say, first off, if you are requesting a high ticket item sample, let them know what tier you stand on, what creator stars tier you are. Are you platinum? That's the highest, right? If you are, let them know I am a platinum creator on Amazon, parentheses, which is the highest tier creator Amazon has, right? So now you're qualifying yourself. You're saying, I'm literally at the highest tier creator. So, +1 for me. You can also provide samples of videos that you have done for similar products at a similar price point. I get a lot of inquiries for people that want to send me things like couches. Like I have 3 outdoor couches. I actually gave one away this summer because who needs 3? But brands kept seeing the video for the first one that I did, right? And so then they approached me and asked me if I want a sample for the second one. And then a third one did it as well. So of course, that's the opposite, right? I wasn't asking for the sample, but let's say I wanted a 4th outdoor couch, or I wanted one to, gift, or, give to somebody else, or I wanted to replace one of the older ones I have. I would send links to those 3 videos of the outdoor couches that I already did to this company if I want another outdoor couch. So now they can really see the content that I'm creating for a product that is very similar. And if you don't have a product that's, the same, because it's something new, right? I would say to include videos for higher priced products because then it also shows them that you are, the quality, of course, of your videos, and that that you can handle it, right? That if you're going to get a high price item for free, that you're going to do the video. You could also say, you could also be very specific with your deliverables, right? And you can list out, just make it super easy for them. Once I receive the sample, I would take 3 days to build the couch and then another 2 days for the content. So, I would love to be able to show you a draft of my video within 7 to 8 days of receiving the product, which is very fast, right? Like, so if you really want to impress them, right? When I get inquiries, it's usually like 2 to 3 weeks at least. But if I'm reaching out to someone, I will let them know that I will prioritize that video, and then send them your media kit. Let them know if what kind of presence outside of Amazon you have. Let them know what channels you plan to promote that content on. So those would really be my best tips for asking for a high ticket item for a free sample. So quick recap. Let's see if I can remember everything that I just said. Let them know your creator star status. Sellers seem to really enjoy hearing about that, especially if you're higher up, like gold and platinum. Let them know platinum is the highest. Show them, give them video examples of products that you have done that are similar. If they're not similar, include products that are higher price items so that they can see a sample of your work, just 2 or 3 videos so they can take a peek. And then also let them know the deliverables. Let them know how long the video is. Let them know if you're going to post images, say, that would also include 3 product images that I will also upload as posts to Amazon and will share on Instagram or whatever. And let them know your social media channels and what you have going on there and um, where you plan to promote it. So, like I said, you just want to make it a really easy yes for them. And I mean, you could also include a shipping address because then they can send that to their shipping department and see like how much is it going to cost me to ship to them. Or you may want to wait till they respond back to you to really give them your address. But those would be some of my best tips for that. Okay. Eva said, once you hit platinum, will that reset every quarter back to 0 points and you have to get 1,000 points to get to platinum? Yes. Yes and no, Eva. So you can, it does reset after the quarter, but you can continue to build through the end of the year. So let's say you achieve, so for example, I got platinum in like August, that's taking me all the way through the end of the year, because once I achieved platinum for the first 3 months, right, January, February, March, it didn't reset. And then I started over on April 1st. It carried over to April 1st. So then if I got another 1,000 points, before April 1st, then it would tell me my platinum is good through, until July 1st, right? So it will roll over through the quarters, but it's basically like you have to get 4,000 points for the whole year to retain platinum status for the whole year. But you could get those 4,000 points by February and it would carry over for the rest of the year. So I hope that makes sense. And I do know that for sure because that's what I did. So yeah, I like that Amazon does that, because not every quarter is created equally, right? And I love that I've been platinum status. I already know this for Q4 and I knew this last quarter, right? So it's just a nice little, like, yay, I don't have to worry about that. Yes, I'm going to get the spreadsheets with the deals, right, for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So Um, all right, Clay is here. Skate Tutors, how's everyone? How's it going? I hope people are grinding out some videos. It's been a struggle for me getting back in the swing of being consistent. Yeah, definitely. And sometimes, we all need a break, or not even a break. Things come up, and we can't necessarily create content that day or that week. And I think motivation and help and support is so critical, especially when, for the most part, we work on our own. If you don't, you're very lucky, right? If you have a partner that you work with, or that you create content with, or is your cameraman, or your hype man, whatever it may be. Obviously, it's so much nicer to have somebody else around, but it is definitely, I feel for you. It is a struggle to get back into the swing of being consistent, especially when you haven't been, right? So I completely understand that. And I guess that's probably a good time. We're also about halfway through the hour, and that went really fast. So um, I will just pause here just to let everybody know that if you are struggling with motivation, support, questions, of course, you can always come here and ask questions. But again, we won't be doing this every single week over Q4 because there is other stuff going on. But we are doing a sale for lifetime access of Influence and Earn. It's just a limited time sale, but we're doing this because I want to make sure that everybody who wants to get in before the end of the year, I mean, it's not going to go through the end of the year. We have it through this weekend, but if you're interested in joining, it is such a great resource for that support, motivation. We have a private Facebook group where we are all helping each other, answering questions. And of course, there's lots of trainings. If you're wondering about how to really navigate through those 350,000 different creator connections campaigns, what are the best strategies for that? We also have a training all about how to maximize your holiday earnings. What are some of those strategies for posting on Amazon, off Amazon? So there's a ton of great resources in here. I know we have a lot of current members on the live stream today and regularly, but I did just want to let everybody know, because usually it is a membership and it's a monthly fee, since we're constantly updating things and we meet monthly as well. So if you are interested, we are doing this sale to try to get people access, that lifetime access, at 50% off, because usually it's $9.97 if we do that lifetime access. So check that out if you are interested. Let's keep going through and answering these questions. Quick recap if you are just joining, or if you are um, wondering what is our main topic for today. We're talking about the do's and don'ts of Amazon, right? And Amazon is, they're not changing things a ton. They like to send us these operating agreement, updates, and I appreciate that. But when they send these out, it is so critical. You have to read these, you have to understand these, and you have to abide by these, because the last thing I want to happen for you is that you get your account shut down in October as an Amazon influencer. You're going to miss out on so many opportunities and the potential to earn through the holiday season. So that's why it is so important to make sure that you read these emails, you come here and ask questions if you're not clear about what they mean, so you can continue to keep earning, right? So all right, let me keep going through here. What about Amazon Essentials products that have come with the logo on them? I have to assume they are acceptable since they're part of the product themselves. Yeah, Bob, I would assume that. I would assume that as well. If it's kind of the same thing with, if you're creating a shoppable video for a product and that product has the brand logo on it, totally fine, right? I think the issue is when people are pulling the information from the product listing page, when people are pulling like the marketing content, not necessarily anything that has to do with the product. Obviously, when you are creating a video for the product, you don't want to show like the barcode, you don't want to show shipping labels, things like that. I don't see any issue with showing the Amazon logo on a thing that they created, right? Like you can see right here, I have an Amazon logo. It's kind of back here, but this is a gift card, right? And so I'll show you guys close up here. Well, like this is a product that I ordered off of Amazon, right? And so now it's going to be in my YouTube live stream, but they can't penalize me for showing this logo because I'm literally showing their product, right? So like, isn't this cool though? This is a like a limited edition truck gift card. Anyway, so I think that's like the similar example, right? And same with this one, right? Because like as an Amazon nerd, I must have the Amazon things on my and this one too. So it's every single kind of package that Amazon has come out with. I don't see any sort of issue with that whatsoever. So I think you're good, Bob. All right. Michelle said, so sorry I'm late. Don't worry about that, Michelle. Welcome. Did we already talk about Amazon changing their report? Which report? Which report are you talking about? Because I know they're constantly changing things, but I don't think I've noticed a reporting change, or at least mine hasn't changed, but that doesn't mean that yours didn't change and they just haven't rolled it out yet. I don't know. Mine looks the same, but let me know what part you're looking at. I will say my storefront just updated in the last maybe week or so. And I have like the, I don't know, featured products or whatever now, where I didn't have those before. Let's see. Oh, Lena, good morning. I always snap a lot of pictures of the products from different angles to create a custom thumbnail. Sometimes it looks very similar to the product listing. Totally. And you know what? That's going to happen, right? Because if you are taking a picture of just the product, then it's very, very likely that it's going to look very similar. But also, like if you're taking those pictures, it's going to be slightly different. Especially AI, right? I feel like the AI with Amazon, like it'll be able to tell that it's different. Maybe it's a slightly different angle, different shadowing, whatever. I wouldn't worry about that, especially if it's your own content, because if you were to ever get in an issue for it, you could produce that photo or that image that you created in a second, right? So I think you're good as long as you're, continue to take your own pictures. Yeah. All right, let's see. What about collages that we make via our storefront? Can we use these? Yeah, for sure. For sure. Amazon has the collages feature, so I don't see that changing, right? I think it's more about using the seller's content on in influencer content, both on and off Amazon. But I also know, you're not supposed to show like the Amazon product page either. Like I see a lot of people doing, TikToks or doing it on Instagram, right? Where it's like their face and then the background is the Amazon product listing page. I would say don't do that. I know I've seen ads where Amazon has done that themselves. I've seen lots of large influencers do that. Don't do that. Don't just to be safe, like don't do that. I understand that's a total pain because it's so much easier to be like, hey, look at this thing. It's on sale, right? Look at this product page. Look at this, right? And it's like behind you. Don't do that because that very much can get you, that most definitely can get you kicked out. So I would not do that. All right, let's see. Tracy said, do you find that some brands have their names copyrighted? Yes. So we can't state certain product names in YouTube titles. That's a good question, Tracy. Definitely some of the names are copyrighted or trademarked, right? But let me read this. Let me read this again because I don't think it's the product names. Like, I don't see a seller being like, oh, you used my product name, which is copyrighted, right? Like, because you're marketing their product for them. I do not think that would be an issue. Um, cannot use any copyright material from third party sellers without written authorization. I guess technically, right? If their brand name is copyrighted and it says it, maybe be leery of that, but also I don't think sellers are going to be upset if you are saying their brand name or their product name. I think that's probably, if there was an exception, that is the exception. So I think you're fine with that. But if you clearly see a copyright symbol on something, maybe just stay away from it just to be safe, you know? Yeah. Does Best Choice have smokers? Good question. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so, but I don't know. And I will tell you that Best Choice was late paying me through Levanta, and I got an email about it from Levanta. So I wonder what is happening over there. Maybe it was an oversight, maybe it was just me, but I was supposed to get paid by Best Choice through Levanta like 2 weeks ago, and I just got it like yesterday. So I don't know what's going on with that, but could be a blessing in disguise that you don't get their stuff. But for the record, I do love Best Choice product stuff. They've been very good to me, and I really do love their products. Do they have smokers? I don't know, but if they do, that would be great. All right, let's see. Allie, good morning. Allie's here. Allie said, while I'm waiting for my 3 videos to be reviewed, would it help to ask people to view my videos? They show 0 videos, or should I just chill? Great question. Great question. So I would just chill. I would just chill. Don't even worry about promoting those videos right now until you hear back from Amazon, because like ultimately, what I would continue to do, Allie, is keep posting on your TikTok. That's what I would say would be your focus right now, is to keep posting on that TikTok, keep getting people to engage with you, so that as Amazon is reviewing your first 3 videos, they see that your TikTok is active and being engaged with, and hopefully that's going to help with getting those first 3 videos done. If you really want to keep working on Amazon stuff, I would say, start building out your storefront with idea lists, or create more shoppable videos. Don't upload them yet, but you can still create more, because we are confident. We know you're going to get in, right? So if you start creating more videos and just wait till you get that on-site approval, then you're going to have, content to upload right away once it's official. So that's what I would say. Keep posting on TikTok, and optimize your storefront, create some idea lists so you have some content up there, and then keep creating shoppable videos if you have extra time. Yeah. Eva said, thank you. I was told stars do not matter. They clearly do. Well, they matter. They matter for some things, and then they don't matter for other things, right? So they matter in that you can use them as leverage when you're negotiating with brands for free samples. For sure, you can do that. I know lots of people, and anytime I include, I'm Platinum Star Creator, I think I'm more likely to get a response, right? As opposed to when I don't. So it matters for some things, and then it doesn't matter for other things. That is a clear example of when it does matter. And the other thing where it 100% matters is getting those sales spreadsheets ahead of time from Amazon. That absolutely matters, right? Because now you can plan ahead and you know the products that are going to be on sale versus somebody who's just starting out, maybe bronze level, silver level. They don't have access to that. So it does matter. Like I said, it matters for some things. They don't matter for other things. So, okay. Christina says, any thoughts on what consistent posting is? Posting 1 video every day, 3 videos every day, post every week. Christina, this is really, consistent posting is different between platforms, between people, right? With YouTube, I would say consistency is once a week or once a day or every Tuesday and Friday, right? That would be consistent. With social media, with TikTok, right? If you're trying to get approved, we always say post 2 to 3 times a day, every day. That's consistent. For Amazon, though, we don't really know exactly what they're looking for as far as consistent, but you make your own consistency, right? I think posting one video a week on Amazon is not enough. But if you can post one video a day, or you can post 10 videos every Wednesday, I think consistency is what you make of it based on the different platforms. So I hope that's helpful. Fred is here. Fred, good morning. Howdy from Las Vegas. Love seeing you here, Fred. Clay, you're welcome. No problem. Yes, Pioneer Smokehouse's channel member here. Yes. Oh, and thank you. Maria said if anyone is still on the fence about joining Influence and Earn, I would jump on it right away. This way you'll have access to everything you need for Q4. Yes. Thank you so much, Maria. I appreciate that. I'm going to put that up just for another minute here while we look through some of these questions. Yeah, Influence and Earn is usually a membership, or you can get lifetime access, but it's usually $9.97. So we're doing it for 50% off for $4.97 because we want to make it accessible for people. We want as many people to be able to get in as they can. There is also a payment plan too. There's a 3-month payment plan if you guys are interested. So thank you for all your kind words. I very, very much appreciate it. Let's see, same with Olina said, Influence and Earn is a great starter resource. Yeah, if you are serious about the AIP journey, absolutely worth the investment. Thank you, Olina. I very much appreciate that. I'm taking a little screenshot of your awesome little comment here. Wonderful. So yeah, if anyone is interested, check it out. Like I said, we're not going to have it on sale forever. I've got it on sale through Friday. I'm sorry, that's not right. Through Sunday, through the end of the weekend. Because I want to give people an opportunity to get in for this price before we go back to the normal price, or, the monthly membership. Because with this now you get everything, lifetime access to everything, and lifetime access to all future content, right? So, and we updated, I'm trying to think of some of the most recent ones. We have a new training about like how to get approved. So there's a sheet, like a step-by-step, post this many times a day, then go do this, right? And that's worked for a lot of our members to get in using TikTok. So if you're still struggling to get in, that can definitely be a good resource. We also utilize our community to help with that as well. So there's lots of great resources in there, and everyone, of course, is welcome to join. Come hang out with us for Q4 and make as much money as you want, right? Okay. Eva has a question as far as reviews. Should we edit all reviews or just do a voiceover? Should they be at least 30 to 60 seconds? Do you just review anything and everything, or are you strategic? So let me see. Let me do your first question. Should we edit the reviews or just do a voiceover? I mean, that's really up to you. I know Amazon's webinar said they are encouraging voiceovers. I like doing voiceovers because I think it's a better sound quality, but it does take more time, right? And it takes me longer to do that than to just shoot it and talk while I'm shooting the content. So that's really up to you. I think as far as length of video, 30 to 60 seconds, I have found, is really a nice sweet spot as far as getting people to stick watching for at least 50% of the time and then getting that conversion. That's my sweet spot, is 30 to 60 seconds. But again, Amazon is pushing for 20 to 30 second vertical videos right now. And while I'm testing that, that's not always, I'm still doing horizontal videos as well. So yeah, I think that's up to you. I like the 30 to 60 seconds because it's like just enough time for someone to watch and for you to give them all the information they need about most of the products. And do you just review anything and everything, or are you strategic? So if I had 20 hours a day to create content, I would review anything and everything, but I don't. So I am very strategic about the content that I create and the products that I create content for. I don't want to waste my time creating videos about toilet paper that people are not going to watch, because people are not watching videos on Amazon about toilet paper because they probably already know what kind of toilet paper that they like, right? People are not discovering toilet paper on Amazon. People are discovering those higher priced items. I would always say to create a video on a product that is $50 or more, because Amazon customers are going to be more likely to watch your video because they're spending more money. They're going to think about it a little bit longer than the impulsive toilet paper buy, right? Same with, I have found over the years of doing things like this, there are certain products that just don't convert, for me, no matter what kind of content I create, no matter what I do to try to make sales on certain products, there are certain ones that just don't work. Like I used to make a few sales on like diapers, right? I have 3 kids. Um, and so especially early on, I did videos about diapers. And I did them on every brand I use, which was like 3 different brands. And I made some conversion, like I did make some sales on one of the brands. And it was the Amazon brand of diapers because the Amazon brand of diapers are not available in stores, or at least they weren't back then. Like I'm talking, this is like 4 years ago. Um, because maybe people wanted to know other people's thoughts about the Amazon brand of diapers versus, the Huggies or the Loves. And like, I feel like people have already tested those out by the time they're going to Amazon to buy diapers, right? They've kind of already figured out what their brand is. So they're not watching videos about Huggies diapers because they either know they're going to buy them or they're buying a different brand. So they're not going to watch your video anyway. Right. So there are a few products like that I've just found over the years don't convert. So like I'm never going to make another diaper video again. Also, my kids don't use diapers anymore, thankfully. Right. So, I would be very strategic if you have a limited amount of time and start with the higher price items, start with the items that have categories that pay out 4%. And then kind of work your way down your order history there. So I hope that's helpful. All right, let's see here. Great question. Shop Next said, somehow I accepted 2 campaigns on Creator Connections. Is there a penalty for not following through with a video? No, there is not a penalty anymore. There used to be. There definitely used to be. And no, you're totally fine now, especially if you accept a campaign where you don't have the product, or even if it's like a duplicate campaign, you do not have to follow through with a video. I recommend you do for most of the campaigns, like that you're serious about, that you have the product for. Obviously, if you've gotten a free sample, if you want to create a longer term partnership with that brand, right? Definitely upload your content so that they can see it. But you do not have to. It's not the three strikes and you're out policy anymore, like how it used to be. That is something that Amazon has changed. Yes. So the unedited review said, I love that. I love that you love that. I don't know what you love, but I'm talking very fast. So I'm sure it was something that we had just talked about. Yes. Let's see the pie chart. Michelle, I got to find the pie chart that you're talking about. Is that on the consolidated report? Because I've always had that. There's a difference between the consolidated summary and the earnings summary. The consolidated summary has that pie chart where you can add like your international marketplaces too. That's not new, but it is like the other report. Like I don't look at this report as much as I look at the earnings report, because I can actually go in and see like what was purchased by day, the products, and like all that good stuff. So maybe that's what you're thinking of if it's the consolidated summary. John D. Hi said, I'm nervous about making my first videos, but I love how you mentioned in training that you can eventually delete them if you wanted. They do not have to be perfect. Yes, I know. John D. is in our Q4 mastermind, and they definitely do not have to be perfect because so we just did an analysis, I gave them an analysis of my videos earlier this week. And some of the things that I noticed were that 2 videos from the very first month that I got approved for the influencer for the onsite program, which was literally 4 years ago, were showing up in some of my top viewed videos. And one of them was a very highly viewed video, but no sales whatsoever. And that video was 4 years old. So naturally I watched it and was like, this video is garbage because I made it 4 years ago. Why is Amazon showing it? I've made no sales on it over the past 30 days. delete. It was also a $10 product, right? So I deleted that, and I'm going to see if my views now go to some other videos. Hopefully, that's the question I have, right? Are my views just going to go down, or are they going to go to another video? So, yes, totally okay to be nervous about your first 3 videos. And John D, I will look at those. I will definitely look at those whenever you're ready. Did you get approved yet? Let me know as soon as you get approved so I can celebrate. Yes, yes. Hi, Beth. Beth is here. I have that truck, GC, and have it in my office too. Yeah, so cute. I had to ask for it for Christmas. I know. I love the gift cards. Like I said, it's just like a little nerdy Amazon thing over here. We got the truck, we've got the box, and then that's supposed to be like the mailer, like the envelope, right? That plastic one that, some people don't like. Yes, yes. How they show the reports have changed in the reporting of commissions earned. Got it. I'm not sure which, I'm curious what exact report, because I'm not seeing anything change, but maybe I'm just not looking in the right place. I also look at, like I said, I'm looking at my earnings report every day. I look at the consolidated summary sometimes because I want to see because I want to see what's going on with my international place. That's like the best spot to see like everything all at once. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Yes, I love the Amazon truck gift card. Yes, yes. Oh, thank you, Eva. I'm going to put this up. Eva says, get lifetime with Kathleen. It is such a small amount to pay for learning from the best. Oh, thank you. The gold nuggets and all the great advice is indescribable, and you are getting the truth. You get real time. Yes, thank you, Eva. I very much appreciate that. Eva is one of our lifetime members, of course. Thank you for your positive feedback here. I'll put this back up just as we're wrapping up here. We've got about 5 more minutes left here. But yeah, we're having a sale for Influence and Earn because I want to make it as accessible as possible for everybody. And so it is 50% off for lifetime. Otherwise, when we take the sale away, it's going to be a monthly fee. Or if you want to get lifetime, it's going to be $9.97 there. So yeah, it's a really great resource for whether you're just starting out or you just aren't earning the commissions that you want to be earning. There's so many resources in there, so many like a very specific detailed training, and we go through step by step, right? So it's like, are you on step 1, step 2, step 3? You can kind of follow along depending on where you are there. So thank you everyone for your positive words about that. Of course, we're always inviting new members in. Okay, Beth said, if you used a photo from a listing years ago before they made this rule clear, do you think they'll go back and penalize you for it? I think this is a fantastic question, Beth. And I was thinking about this because I think it depends. Yeah. So I think it depends on where you've used the photo. Have you used the photo like within a video? I think that if they see it, they could remove it. But you could also make a case to where, like, ideally, they're not going to shut you down for it, right? Because also your dates are all attached to, if you're talking about content that is on site Amazon, there's a date attached to that when you uploaded it, right? So Amazon can very clearly see that you uploaded that content before they change this rule. I will say that I have just a couple of videos, early videos with my kids in it where I was not in it. Like I have like a video of my son building Legos. I have a video of like my daughter like playing with a toy that we got for like a free sample or whatever. And this was before, so this was very early on. This was before Amazon changed that rule about having minors in the video, right? Now you cannot have a minor in your video unless you are present there with them, right next to them. But before, like when I first got approved for onsite, that was not a rule. I'm glad it's a rule. I think it's a great rule. But what happened was some of my videos got what's the word? I can't think of it now. They basically they didn't delete them, but they got denied or whatever. So I had videos up there for like years, and then all of a sudden it was like or rejected. They were rejected. So Amazon was going through some of my videos and they rejected some of them years later because they saw the kids in there. So I just deleted those videos. And there are maybe a couple, maybe there's like 2 or 3 videos still up that just have a kid in them and not me, that Amazon hasn't, like, found yet. Also, like, I should just delete those videos because they don't, like, make any money anyway for me. But I think you're okay. I think if there's any blatant, like, I used this, seller, content, just to go delete it, but I don't think you're gonna get, like, kicked out of the program, especially if it was not like an Amazon logo. That's what you really need to be very careful about with the sellers. You do need to be careful with their content, but it's Amazon's content that you need to be extra, extra careful about. Do not use their logos. Do not show their product listing pages. Do not talk about, sales. And if you do talk about sales or you're talking about pricing off Amazon, you have to go back and delete that once the sale is over. You have to, because you will get in trouble with Amazon if you don't. It's just a lot of work, right? To remember to like go back and do that. So, yeah, you just, I think you're okay, Beth. I don't think they're gonna like shut you down or anything, um, but if there's anything blatant, I would probably just go and delete that. Let's see. Maria said, could you please refresh my memory with what happens if you accept creator connections, if you accept campaigns and creator connections, but are not able to make videos for them? I think I recently saw somewhere that there's a limit to these. So Amazon has changed this. Before it was like 3 strikes and you're out. If you accepted creator connections campaign and it ended and you had not uploaded that content link, that was like strike one. So 3 strikes, and then they said, you'd get kicked out of creator connections, not the influencer program, right? Amazon came out, I think it was like right around this time last year, and said, you are not required to submit a content link through creator connections anymore. I have not heard that that has changed at all, like back to the old way. I do think some sellers are annoyed with the new policy, and it doesn't necessarily serve sellers because now they can't always see the content that we're creating that are, that's converting into sales. And so you will not get in trouble for accepting a campaign and not making a video for them anymore. So you do not need to worry about that, thankfully. One less thing to have to worry about, right? Eva said, I'm a bit confused about the logo and using it. Are you saying people are using people's photos on listings? I think it's more people using the photos from the product listing page, like the seller photos, right? Like those images that you see up above the video slot. People using those. I think that's been part of the issue. And I know it's always an issue with Amazon, right? So like I gave the example of, thumbnails. And actually I saw a really good example of a collage that said like, I can't remember what the theme was, but I looked at the Amazon because they had like Amazon in there. And it was not the Amazon logo. It was just Amazon typed out, right? And that is the way to do it. That is the way to do it to make sure that you are staying 100% compliant. And like I said earlier in this live stream, if you go and look at all of the thumbnails for this channel, I talk about Amazon. I talk about Amazon influencer, and I would love nothing more than to put an Amazon logo in my thumbnail. You will not find that on my channel. You will never find an Amazon actual logo in a thumbnail on my YouTube channel because it's too risky. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to say Amazon and everyone's going to know I'm talking about Amazon, but I'm never going to use that logo because that is their logo. And that is the one thing I've seen the most people shut down for who are surprised about it. They're like, I didn't make any mistakes here. Oh, did you use the Amazon logo in an image and a thumbnail? Yeah. Okay. Well, you can't use the Amazon logo unless they give it to you. They do have resources. Where you can use it, but I'm not doing that unless it's on social media specifically for an Amazon like Black Friday, Prime Day, things like that, and it's in that creator toolkit that they give us. Otherwise, I'm not using that. Yeah. Yes. Allie said, okay, I'll try to chill. I know it's hard and you're doing so good and you're being very patient. You will get there. I promise. We will make sure of it. Thank you. Deb said, Influence and Earn, not only a great curriculum, it provides you access to a community of creators where you are able to constantly update your knowledge, and investment into yourself and your business. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate that so much. We are going to wrap up now that we've just hit the top of the hour. I will put back the link here to Influence and Earn. It is my complete system to help you scale your Amazon earnings to six figures, to 100K a year. It is absolutely doable. 100% it is doable if you apply yourself and you know the strategies to get yourself there, and then you do it. It is absolutely doable. So don't let anybody else tell you otherwise, because I do it, and I know lots of other people do it, and lots of people at Influence and Earn do it. So yeah, don't like I said, don't let anyone else tell you otherwise, especially in Q4. I mean, we are coming up on some of the best shopping weeks of the year. And so what you should be doing right now is strategically creating holiday content, some of the best content, and going back and looking at your analytics to determine what kind of content you should create that you know is going to convert based on your past content. And we talk all about that in Influence and Earn, and exactly how to do that, so that you are strategically creating great content moving forward and not spending hours and hours and hours creating content that you don't know is going to convert, right? So I know Pioneer Smokehouse is my running joke. Best choice, diss me. I know. I don't know why they did that. You will get in someday. I really think you will. But also, like I said, with Levanta, something's up. Something's up with them on Levanta. I don't know. So okay. Yes. Allie, no, don't yeah, no, we're not gonna jinx it. This is we're assuming that it's already happened. It just hasn't happened yet. We're assuming that it will happen, right? So um yes, yes, yes. Thumbs up and like. That is so helpful, so helpful. Let's see here. Okay, I do need to jump off, and I know there are some more. There's some more questions. Let's see here. Bob said this may have already been asked, but if we're already part of Influence and Earn, can we join with the discounted program that is prorated? Yeah, if you are you on the subscription? Yeah, so if you're on the subscription, I've had a few people reach out to me saying I'm on subscription. Can I get lifetime access? And what we've been doing is just like subtracting what they've already paid versus the $497 for lifetime access right now. So yeah, for sure. If you reach out to me, just email me at hello@kathleencoble.com. We can get you set up with that for sure. Yeah. All right. All right. Yes, yes, yes. 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 Olena said, just an idea. The Fluencer Fruit just integrated Wayward product catalog in their extension. I know. I'm very excited about that. It would be nice to have Liz chatting with you about the new features of Fluencer Fruit for sure. Yeah, I think I'll be inviting Liz back on at some point during Q4 here. So yeah, definitely. I know they've got some great new features for sure. Let's see here. Yes, yes, yes. Jennifer said, is it a one-time payment of $498 or a monthly payment? No, it's just a one-time payment. Yeah. That's the sale that we're doing right now. Just one-time lifetime access, one-time payment of $497. What I meant though is there is a payment plan. I think it's $197 for 3 months. That's another option too. But you have to get in like while the sale is going on. So it's either one payment of $497 or 3 payments of $197. But then that's it. Then you have lifetime access to everything forever. You're never going to get charged again. So yeah, good question. Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, there's so many things that I haven't read yet. Yes, Fred said I just had an old video rejected also. Yeah, so one thing I try to do this weekly is go into the manage content page. It won't be in your Creator Hub dashboard. You have to go to the manage content page, and then you toggle over to, I don't know, is it rejected or needs attention? I think it's needs attention. toggle over needs attention, and sometimes I'll see rejected videos in there now that were up for years, right? But you guys, I think that's also because they are implementing, these new terms updates as well. So let's see. Yeah, Beth, in October the last 3 years, there were some special incentives that some were invited to. I got them the last 2 years, but nothing this year. Anyone heard of anything this month? Maybe I did not get it. No, I haven't heard of any incentives. The only incentive I heard of was the text message one, and that was quite a while ago now. That was probably a month ago. If you opted into text, actually, I think we should be finding that out like today or something. It was something like right around October. I don't know why October 16th is, or October 17th is like ringing a bell to me. But Beth, that's the only one that I know of. Yeah, is that text one. No, no, like exciting ones, unfortunately. Yeah. CK said, if I do the payment plan for 497, is it over 3 months? Yes. It ends up being a little bit more though, because it's 197 for 3 months. So it ends up being a little bit extra because of paying over the 3 months. But that's pretty normal with payment plans. So it's either one payment of 497 or three payments of 197, and that gets you lifetime access. Yes, yes. Yes, good question. Yes, we should be hearing about that text one any minute now. Yes. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Alina. Have a great weekend. Great live stream as usual. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I do need to hop off. This has been a really great discussion. Thank you, everyone, for joining live, for asking those great questions. And hopefully this hour brought some clarity to anybody who was like, what do those terms mean? Can I do this? Can I not do this? And so hopefully this was helpful. If this was helpful, it would be great to help me and just give a thumbs up on this video. We will be back next week. Next week, what are we talking about? I think we're talking about creator connections, but I can't remember. It's already scheduled. It's on the channel here. And so the live stream will always be on this channel as it is live. And then if you go to the playlist of live streams on the homepage here of the channel, you'll be able to access this replay and then all the past replays as well. So everyone have a great rest of your Friday, a great weekend, and I will see you all next